The referee and some of the Celtic players, Ajax, coming out at the moment, but it's time now to have full second half commentary of Ajax versus Celtic from the Amsterdam Arena with Eric Black and Rob McLean.
The job is only half done. I'm sure Steve Walford and John Robertson and Martin O'Neill have been making that perfectly clear to the Celtic players during the interval. It's been a wonderful first half performance from the Scottish champions, but they really need to produce the same again in the second 45. They'll not want to be rolling out any sort of welcome mat to Ajax to allow them back into the game. Arveladze having given them a little injection of hope towards the tail end of that first half. And there is the substitution we were expecting late on in the first half, and it's Ibrahimovic who's come on despite his surname. He's a Swedish international. He's only 19. You wouldn't really expect him to be much older than that, such as the age average of this amazing Ajax side. He's a new signing from Malmo, and when you hear that they've paid £5 million for a 19-year-old, well, maybe you know all about the sort of quality that he has and the sort of potential he has as well. He's a big, muscly striker, despite the fact that he's still a teenager, and he's possibly a new problem, Eric, that Celtic will have to contend with.
Yeah, he's a very, very skillful player. He's a wonderful attacking player. But it'll take him time to settle in, hopefully. They haven't, I think they've changed the structure slightly, Rob. They're going with two players through the middle this time with Maklas and Ibrahimovic. So we'll just see how they settle down in the first 5 minutes. But yeah, he's one to watch, no doubt about it.
First involvement for Mido. His pass slipping away from Daniel Cruz, the Colombian, but did well to keep possession under pressure from Neil Lennon. Mido again, and out wide Chivu. Early ball in, chested back towards Mido. Celtic trying to stay firm at the back. That's a useful ball in from Mido, and well, Robert Douglas did well, because that would have surprised many. He just whipped that in, and on this sort of surface that could have been deadly.
No, that's a very good take from Robert Douglas. He'll be happy with that. He didn't even look Mido there. He's eliminated the full-back. I think it was Agat, and he's whipped the ball in very quickly.
Chance for Henrik Larsson. So close to 3-1 Celtic. Just 80 seconds gone in the second half, and again it's bad defending from Pisana and a dreadful mistake. And Henrik Larsson steering his shot wide of the post. He'll be disappointed not to have stretched Celtic's lead.
Yeah, he'll be very disappointed. Very good though, Larsson, very persistent. He's waiting on any mistake that might be made by the defenders. Presents the opportunity to him there, and he's very unfortunate just to pull it by the far post.
Good play from Yakubu. Ibrahimovic threatening against Boyd. And that's a good effort from Arveladze at the edge of the area. And that's cheered up the Ajax supporters. Dangerous coming onto the ball, the Georgian.
Yeah, he's coming from deeper, Rob, so he's going to get presented with several shots from maybe outside the area. Ibrahimovic again showing his strength, his touch. Linking very well with Arveladze there, but again Robert Douglas very well positioned and comfortably taking the shot.
Bobby Petta, the man who opened the scoring after just 7 minutes, chips that forward to Henrik Larsson. Two players trying to get to Larsson, neither could manage. Now Sutton, and Didier Agat had found himself an awful lot of room wide right had Sutton been able to move that one on. But it's Ajax in possession with Ibrahimovic. Cleared by Mjalby. Van der Vaart. Mido. Mjalby stumbles. And back goes Paul Lambert to shut off the route, or to attempt to. But Mido still managed to squeeze that into the box. Not so troublesome this time for Douglas. But they're a talented team on the offensive, Ajax, that is clear, and Celtic will have to be very watchful. Van der Vaart to Chivu. The Ajax fans trying to get their team going. It was a stuttering show for much of the first half from them, and the quality on that pass from Yakubu to Ibrahimovic, not good enough. Skidded away. His first name is Zlatan, and that's the name he wears on the back of his shirt. And Co-Adriaan's hoping for better in the second period from his team, the former Ajax youth coach. He was away at Willem II, took them into the Champions League, and now back as first team boss at Ajax. Grimm's clearance. Arveladze was there, but bags of time for Johan Mjalby to make the clearance a good one. Pasanen, Shivu, infield to Van der Vaart. Trabelsi. And again, the pass flicked away by McNamara, finding Lambert, Lennon. Paul Lambert couldn't control that one from his central midfield mate. And now Arveladze. The Egyptian Mido. Fired in again low. Cleared by Mjalby. Flicked away by Peta. McNamara making up the ground, finding Larsson. Lovely touch from Larsson. Away, spinning away from Pasanen. And again, Sutton waits. There is Chris Sutton. And the whistle is gone. Presumably for an offside. Just as Celtic got themselves into another very threatening position. Or was the ball over the line? I think that's the ruling, that Larsson had dragged the ball out. That didn't look as if the whole ball was over the line.
No, it certainly didn't look like that from there, Rob. I don't know whether it was an infringement of some kind, but the linesman was very sure that something had happened in the central area. But a wonderful run from Larsson again there. Pulled it back, and unfortunately for Sutton, the ball just didn't fall for him.
Although there was still a chance there for Sutton to score after the whistle had gone, because he was dancing away from the goalkeeper. And Celtic have created so many chances in this match already. Larsson's downward header to Sutton. They link so well. McNamara to Peta. Away from Cruz. Good feet from Bobby Peta. Stumbles right at the edge of the area. Looks up hopefully towards Antonio Lopez Nieto. No free kick.
Yeah, it's a great run again from Bobby Peta. Lovely quick feet. I think he's actually lost possession of the ball there, so there may not have been an infringement, but that's really direct play from Peta.
That's a good save by Robert Douglas to deny Nikos Maklas. Tom Boyd lost his footing at the edge of the area. That's where this chance came from.
Yeah, he just slipped, unfortunately. Great first touch from Maklas. Opens himself up, hits the target, and Douglas does very well to get across and parry it for a corner. But it's putting a bit of pressure on now, Ajax.
Van der Vaart's corner kick, flicked on by Ibrahimovic, away by Sutton. Celtic trying to push out. Yakubu, Valharen's header. Yakubu again for Ajax. That was a tremendous save from Rob Douglas a few moments ago, because you could see that he was at absolutely full stretch to tip that one away, and his manager Martin O'Neill will have been delighted about that save and several which have preceded it. It's maybe a performance tonight from Rob Douglas which will win over a few of the doubters, although if you're being hypercritical, maybe you will ask questions about his part in the Arveladze goal, but aside of that, he really has been responsible for some superb saves. Yakubu, Trabelsi on the overlap, but any ball that isn't played directly to feet tends to slip away from its target, and that makes it 10 times more difficult.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What's interesting now, but Ajax are not playing with a naturally right-sided wide player at this moment, so most of their attacks are going down the left side. Arveladze is sitting in midfield, and that could give Bobby Peta just that little bit more room to try and exploit the left-hand side.
Yeah, they've had to sacrifice Ikedia, the little Nigerian, to pull on Ibrahimovic, so it's a different approach from Ajax in the second half, but certainly some potential problems for Celtic. Mido's cross, and that's not one of his better efforts, and that was right down the throat of the Celtic keeper. You're watching BBC Scotland, the big match in Amsterdam. Ajax 1, Celtic 2. 9 second-half minutes played. And don't switch off or switch over, because this match has had so much drama already, and you get the feeling there's a bit more to come. Lennon's pass to McNamara. Bobby Petta against Daniel Cruz. Lennon, little burst of pace away from Avraladze. Sutton, and Didier Agat has some room. Early ball in, there goes Chris Sutton! A third Celtic goal, a crashing header from Sutton. 9.5 minutes played in the second half, and that's 3-1. Wonderful goal.
Oh, top level. What a wonderful delivery from Didier Agat. A really brave header from Chris Sutton. Comes between the two defenders. Great ball in. He attacks the ball, hits the target. There's no chance for the goalkeeper there. Lovely curling ball in. Here he arrives. He's no way he's missing this one. Wonderful strike and a well-deserved goal.
The two central defenders hesitated, Hassanin and Yakubu. Chris Sutton wasn't hanging about. He went for it 100%, and you won't see a firmer or more decisive header than that, and it puts Celtic 3-1 ahead against Ajax on their home patch. Mido onto his right foot. That took a deflection, and it's a corner kick, and the moment it was deflected you just wondered where it was heading, but it went wide of target. Corner kick for Ajax, and well, you don't need me to tell you that Mido looks a real player in the making. 18 years old. Van der Vaart's corner kick punched away by Douglas. Henrik Larsson on his own at the moment, holds the ball up perfectly. McNamara, Lambert, now Celtic counter. Didier Agat. Chris Sutton getting forward. McNamara is there, Sutton is there, Didier Agat still has it against Yakubu. Not quite sure which way to turn, the defender. Helping out is Lambert. A neat 1-2. Kept in well by Paul Lambert. Henrik Larsson's there. Bobby Petta is in bags of room left side. If he could have worked that one over. But he didn't know he was there, Henrik Larsson. And Tom Boyd well positioned to cut out the pass from Mido. And it's off Ibrahimovic. Celtic's throw, and just about every time Celtic push forward, they look likely to add to their tally.
No doubt about it. Didier Agat has been outstanding because he had to defend, he's had to get forward. Petta, the last goal was outstanding, really top level football from Celtic. It starts on the left-hand side, they work it across the central area, out to Agat, wonderful ball in, and a fabulous goal. And Celtic are now really buoyant, and let's hope they can just keep possession of the ball now, but I think they might score again the way things are sitting.
Van der Vaart's pass picks out Ibrahimovic. Bobby Petta intercepting, but it wasn't the shootest of passes. Neil Lennon with a bit of chasing to do before Arveladze could get there. Ibrahimovic, good touch on the ball, big and strong as well. Van der Vaart. Valharan and Boyd trying to win it back for Celtic. Mido to Shibu. 3 at the edge of the area for Ajax. But that's great covering from Chris Sutton. He's doing good work all over the pitch. And I suppose the arrival of John Hartson wouldn't have done him any harm, because you'll know that subpar performances will mean dropping out of the side, and well, he certainly couldn't describe his contribution tonight as subpar.
No, first-class striking performance from Chris Sutton. As you say, Rob, interesting to see that Bobby Petta has been outstanding as well, with Mr Guppy sitting on the bench and John Hartson waiting to get involved in the game, and Sutton and Larsson have been outstanding. So it just shows you the strength of having a good quality squad, been able to change things quickly, been able to have good variation, good quality coming in, and it certainly spurred them on tonight.
There's a neat exchange between Larsson and Petta, and Petta was having his shirt pulled there by Trabelsi as he tried to get in behind the African fullback. But Bobby Petta can't get through, trying his best. Daniel Cruz back to help out as well for Ajax. Free kick quickly taken. Van der Vaart. That's good play from Jackie McNamara. Well, I think he's unlucky there to have a free kick given against him. He looked to have got the ball, and it was good challenging.
No, I think a great determination to get back. He's won the ball cleanly there. He's taken the ball away, and very unfortunate to lose possession.
Maybe that's the ref levelling things up there, because he booked Van der Vaart for a tackle in the first half in which he seemed to get the ball. That tackle was on the Dutch midfielder, and it certainly didn't look like a free kick. But that's history now. Mido with the ball in his hands. Ibrahimovic coming short to receive it, but Neil Lennon getting himself in the way. Neil Lennon's a player you would always want on your side rather than having to play against. He's everywhere, and the combination with Lambert in central midfield offers Celtic such a strong stranglehold, and they've certainly had that tonight so far, and they want to maintain top concentration, big work rate as well, to keep themselves in pole position, which is currently where they are. Mido's pass is poor. Easy cutout for Mjällby. Played away by Ajax. Henrik Larsson with a bit of work to do, but he's not frightened of that. Lambert has it now, being chased by Van der Vaart. Away by Mjällby. Sutton gets himself there. Cruz. Travelsi. Celtic supporters making a lot of noise. 8,000 of them officially, although you suspect there might be a few more than that. Van der Vaart again trying to find a hole in the Celtic defence. Ibrahimovic stretching out to keep possession, but not the best ball in. Peta was there for Celtic and responding to a shout from his teammates to get the ball away. And a free kick given against Yakubu, and as he protests towards the referee, he's told to cut that out, finding Henrik Larsson a bit too hot to handle. 16 minutes gone in the second half. BBC Scotland with the live match from the Amsterdam Arena, and it's Ajax 1, Celtic 3. That sounds good. Celtic, a long way to go, of course, another leg of this tie to come, but Celtic certainly at the moment, you would have to say, heading towards the Champions League. And Eric was speaking about the new depth in Martin O'Neill's squad. He wanted that for this season. He knew he had to have it for Celtic to have any real expectations about their European participation this season. And he now has a bit more in the way of options, a bit more in the way of strength. And you can almost see that from the way the first 11 is performing out here tonight. It's been top quality, but he's got other changes that he can make in the second half. He's got the likes of Hartson and Sila and Moravcik and Guppy, all players who could come on and do a job for him. And that's way over the top, but it's a pretty healthy looking bench, isn't it, Eric?
It's certainly, it's a very impressive looking bench, quite an expensive looking bench as well, but real quality there for a backup for Martin O'Neill. At this moment in time, there's no need to use anybody. I can see Livo Moravcik warming up, so maybe we're getting an introduction from Livo. Perfect game for him to come into. Good quality opposition and a top player.
And a nice stage to bring him on as well when you're in command, both in terms of scoreline and in the way the match is going. 3-1, Celtic ahead, and well, that's a nice psychological edge if you can throw a player of the quality of Moravcik on, and if Ajax thought they had problems, they might have one coming their way shortly as well when Moravcik comes into the game. He'll be used selectively this season by Martin O'Neill, who constantly jokes about Moravcik's age, but he is full of creative influence for the side. Van der Vaart for Ajax. Arveladze. Mido. Agat defending this time. Cross played beyond Douglas. Chased by Ibrahimovic. And, well, that doesn't look like a fair fight, does it? Ibrahimovic against Peta. There's about a foot in it, I think, in terms of height. But Bobby Peta coming away with the ball. The whistle's gone for a free kick for Ajax. It's taken quickly between Van der Vaart and Cruz. Arveladze. Shivu. Crisply played to Van der Vaart. And wide for Shivu again. The cross lofted in, and, well, you would have to say that is very disappointing. He's a top-quality player, the Romanian captain, but that was floated into no one in particular.
Yeah, it was a hopeful ball in, actually, Rob. He doesn't seem to have that much conviction behind it. They look to have dropped their heads again slightly. I think the tie has come maybe a couple of years too early for Ajax. There's some wonderful, wonderful footballers out there, but just lacking a bit of experience and a bit of direction at this moment in time. But it's very healthy for Celtic, and let's hope it continues that way.
Very healthy for Celtic, and you saw the reaction there from the Celtic supporters. They are having a ball. A shadow cast over the game, pre-kickoff with the shooting in the Amsterdam bar this afternoon, and we hope all is well on that score. And that's the sort of incident, of course, which puts football firmly in its place. And it's only a game when you hear of happenings like that one. So a lot of worry, a lot of concern among the Celtic supporters about what happened there. But certainly smiles on faces at the moment, in a football sense, in the stadium, with Celtic looking to be in a very strong position indeed. The third round of qualifiers leading towards the Champions League. 90 minutes to come at Celtic Park in a fortnight. But Celtic couldn't really have hoped to have got themselves into a better sort of situation than this one. 20 minutes played in the second half. 3-1 ahead, goals from Peta and Agat in the first half. Arveladze pulled one back, but that thumping header from Chris Sutton has reopened that 2-goal advantage. Daniel Cruz for Ajax. Mido. Van der Vaart into Maklas, trying to lay that off for Van der Vaart. Is well defended by Celtic and played up to Henrik Larsson on halfway. Sutton continues it on its path out wide to Peta. That's off Trabelsi, the Tunisian. 26 caps for his country, a new signing in the summer. As the revolving door has again operated, and Ajax have put together the side of 2001. And there must be a lot of optimism about the future if they can hold on to the youngsters they have here. And most of them tied up on fairly lengthy contracts to make sure that if Ajax do lose them, and the big clubs are always watching here, that they're going to go for a pretty penny. Lennon tidying up in midfield. Johan Mjalby with Mido and Maklas bearing down on him. Plays the ball away straight to Van der Vaart. Yakubu, the central defender. That's a good challenge from Tom Boyd, well won and guided on nonchalantly by Larsson to Peta. Again testing out Trabelsi, he's having his shirt pulled. Peta, he had the better of his opposite number. He lays it off to McNamara, into Larsson. McNamara looking for the return, gets there before Trabelsi, and that's well played by Jackie McNamara. Works it back to Peta. Early ball in, Chris Sutton looking for it, but it drifts away. Shibu lets it go. Well, that's, again, excellent build-up from Celtic. Peta with the cross, and great work before that from Jackie McNamara.
Yeah, Celtic are looking very comfortable now. Wonderful again from Peta there. He's such a threat in the wide area. He's full of confidence. He's keen to let people come close to him. He'll take the ball close to people. He's eliminating, and he really looks on form tonight.
Peta on the ball again. He was taken off early on at Kilmarnock on Saturday. He's well and truly back to fitness. Larsson trying to win back possession. Free kick given against him, and Ajax in a hurry. And Mido on the wrong side of Agat. Into the danger area goes Mido. Good header from Johan Mjalby. Mido again, that's Valharan, and that's a very clever header. He stayed cool and composed. He didn't just head that anywhere, he headed it straight out to Didier Agat. Agat's a bit fortunate to have kept possession. He's lost it now, though. Celtic don't want to be casual in those sort of positions. Van der Vaart couldn't punish him, and Agat does better this time. The ball slipped under the boot of Lambert. Lapses in concentration. And it's taken out of the danger area by Tom Boyd. Leaves it to Chris Sutton. Henrik Larsson. Switching it from right to left and bringing Bobby Petta into the game. Some tired legs out there. It's a tough shift. Celtic have put an awful lot into this, and you would imagine that Martin O'Neill will be thinking about freshening things up for Celtic before too much longer. Right now Celtic have slowed it down. Lennon and Lambert. Petta, every pass gets a round of applause from the supporters. Now Sutton. He has been absolutely immense for Celtic tonight, Chris Sutton. That's McNamara spreading play wide for Didier Agat. And at the moment, Ajax are chasing shadows. Europe will be standing up and taking notice of Didier Agat, you feel, after this sort of performance from him. Yakubu clears. It's a well-controlled header from Arveladze. Daniel Cruz. Ibrahimovic against Valharan, two giants. That's a heavyweight contest between those two. Yakubu to Hassanen, the two central defenders who've been sorely tested tonight, and they've been found wanting when Celtic applied the pressure. Christian Shifu having a look at what's on in the penalty box. Played beyond Ibrahimovic for Maklas. He made a good run across the box. Watched closely though by Valharan, and the header off target.
Yeah, that's Maklas at his best. He just sees the space, attacks the space, good delivery in, and he just gets too much on it there. Possibly better just getting a glancing header. But it shows you that they still have to be very concentrated, Celtic. It's a wonderful result so far. And if they can stop Ajax scoring again, then it's a fabulous result to take back to Celtic Park.
26 second half minutes played. So we're heading fast towards the final furlong. Celtic 3-1 ahead. If you've just joined us, it's a scoreline that will possibly take you by surprise. But it's certainly been merited. Five-star performance this from Celtic so far. But as Eric says, Celtic don't want to be making any mistakes towards the tail end of the match, which will put a blemish in a showing which would set alongside some of the best in Europe. Jos Valharan making a good run forward, but trying to play a 1-2 with Henrik Larsson. That didn't quite come off, and now he's heading all the way back to his defensive berth, and he's been covered by Chris Sutton, who is almost perpetual motion, threatening an attack and bolstering the defence at the moment as well. Yakubu, his pass deflected and cleared by Valharan. Nobody there for Celtic, but it's out of any sort of threatening area. Now with Shivu. Avenues forward being cut off by Celtic for him. Forced into the square pass, and now has it back. Trying to pick up the pace, Arveladze couldn't get that controlled. Sutton with a delicate layoff to Lambert, and Didier Agat is off and running. Having a look at what's on, fired in beyond Larsson towards Sutton. Goal kick, but again that was a lightning break.
Didier Agat is unbelievable tonight, Rob. He's been up and down the whole time. It's 60-70 yard runs that he's making at pace. He's still getting back into defend. Okay, he's been covered at times by the centre backs, but outstanding performance from him this evening.
Shot at Arveladze, the Georgian, very experienced player. Van der Vaart, the youngster, alongside him. Now Yakubu. Trabelsi it is, in fact, the right back, and wins himself a free kick. against Bobby Petta's challenge, and like Agat on the right-hand side, Bobby Petta up and down the line. On the left for Celtic as Ajax prepare to make another switch, and it's Yakubu who comes off, the defender, and it's Andy van der Meijden who comes on, and he's a midfielder, so clearly Adrian's left with no other option at this stage than to gamble a little. It's a defensive player off, a more attacking player on. And this free kick to come. Van der Vaart, and again it's played beyond the strikers, and that's an easy take for Rob Douglas. The news from Ibrox is not good. Michael Moles has been sent off. Rangers down to 10 men, 15 minutes into the second half. Still the scoreline is at 0-0, but Fenerbahce now with a one-man advantage. Michael Moles red carded, and Tom Boyd is holding his face and needing a little bit of attention.
Yeah, I think he's gesturing there, Rob, that perhaps an elbow was used, and I think Tom Boyd's pretty clear in who it was. Didn't see it on the replay there, but Tom Boyd very incensed at what's happened there, and he's obviously clear that somebody lifted an elbow to him, or his head.
We're at the mercy of the Dutch television director here, so we can't really fully answer the question for you about what exactly happened there, but Tom Boyd clearly reckons he was elbowed in the face, and one wonders if it will turn a little bit nasty from an Ajax viewpoint as the frustration boils over in these closing stages. There's less than 15 minutes of regulation time left in the arena. And let me give you that scoreline again, because it sounds so good from a Scottish viewpoint. Ajax 1, Celtic 3. Petta, Agat and Sutton, the goal scorers. Shivu to Van der Vaart. Ibrahimovic. Didier Agat charged into the challenge. Shivu was able to get beyond them, and it's a good run from the Romanian. And that's a good block from Boyd. Played up for Larsson, and a free kick is given. He's had to put up with a fair bit of physical stuff tonight, Larsson, but he's well able to cope with that. Martin O'Neill wanting to negotiate these crucial closing stages. He'd certainly settle for this scoreline to take back to Glasgow in 2 weeks' time. He wants Celtic to maintain full concentration, but he wouldn't complain if they knocked in another goal. And the way Celtic have performed here tonight, he wouldn't rule that one out. Van der Vaart for Miklas. Valharan judged that very well. Johan Mjalby. Neil Lennon chested down to Didier Agat. Great movement off the ball from Celtic. Whenever the ball is played, you can guarantee that a couple of others are running off the ball to try and get it back and keep the moves going at it.
Absolutely, that's a team that are playing with confidence. They look a really professional outfit now, Celtic, whether it be from the composure in the mid-park area with Lennon and Lambert, to the real threat up front and the real physical presence of both Larsson and Sutton. And defensively, they've been rock solid. The two wider players for me have been real stars tonight. They've worked tirelessly, both defensively and offensively, and it's a really top-level all-round performance.
And the man who was trying to get the ball back there, Chris Sutton, he's been immense as well for Celtic. But it's one of those nights where it's really difficult to pick out individuals, probably wrong to pick out individuals, because this has been all about a super slick team performance from Celtic. Lots of graft and lots of skill as well to go with it, and real penetration in the final third. As we've seen from the 3 goals, and Celtic had 1 or 2 breaks in front of goal. Might well have been 5 by now when you think they hit the crossbar, and Fred Grimm produced an unbelievable save to deny Sutton in the first half. Here come Ajax with Cruz in the wide position. It's Van der Meijden, good ball in, and a good header from Johan Mjalby. Maklas was waiting for it in behind him. Mido tries to play the ball in again. It's Bobby Petta at the far post who just guides that one away from the substitute Van der Meijden. And that throw-in wasn't taken correctly by the 21-year-old Ajax player, and Antonio Lopez Nieto says that's now a Celtic throw. A won't endear him anymore to the home supporters. Sutton the target man. Won by Passanen, but it breaks for Paul Lambert, and Didier Agat is again in a threatening position. Agat against Shivu. Lambert and Larsson forward and support, and that wasn't really what Didier Agat was wanting. He was fairly static when Lambert played the return ball, and that one fizzled out.
Yeah, it certainly did, but it's unfortunate. Again, Lambert thinking that Agat was possibly going for the 1-2. Might have been better keeping possession, turning out, maybe having a shot himself, or at least trying to keep possession, but Celtic now totally in control.
Henrik Larsson. Indecisive play from Ajax, mistakes being made, concentration being lost, and Daniel Cruz guilty of a trip on Sutton here as he ran away from him with the ball, and a clear free kick. And some of the Ajax heads beginning to hang a bit low at the moment. You can understand why. And Celtic will hope that they can cash in again in these closing stages and just heighten the torture a little bit for the home team. McNamara's free kick driven in towards Larsson, looking for the overhead kick. Yakubu was there to touch the ball away from him.
I just wonder of when the last time a Scottish team scored 3 away goals in Europe. So it's a fantastic feat to come away from home against a top quality opposition such as Ajax and to score 3 away goals.
I've had my fingers in the record books, of course I would immediately tell you, but that's one for afterwards. I think we'll have to find out when that was the case, but against quality opposition this is a tremendous scoreline for Celtic. Van der Vaart trying to find some room, he's struggled so far. Mido, Valharan there first. Peta's header is dangerous, Sutton was there. Ibrahimovic, not quite sure what he was going to do there, and he flicked it high and wide. Celtic don't want to lose another goal between now and full time, because there's a big difference, isn't there, psychologically, even between 3-1 and 3-2.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of tired legs out there now. Celtic have worked tireless tonight. Every area they've covered, they've tried to press the ball, they've done that first class, really wonderfully pressing the ball in the right areas, and have been a real threat up front. So it's let's hope they can continue this and not lose another goal. If they concede one now, it would certainly give Ajax a lift and would certainly tarnish what's been a fabulous performance.
Just 8.5 minutes of the 90 remaining. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time, but not a lot. And the prize is a big one for Celtic if they can maintain the hold they have on the game. If they can hold it right here, they're 90 minutes away from the Champions League with a 2-goal advantage. Sounds good, sounds impressive. And maybe if Didier Agat gets his skates on again, it might be more than a 2-goal advantage. But Celtic will be fairly unconcerned at this stage about another goal. What is really important is keeping things tight at the back and not allowing Ajax back into the tie. They look closed out of it at the moment, but Celtic want to keep things as they are. They've slowed it right down, keeping the ball. Ajax can come and get it. That's the message. Good play again from Agat. Lambert, good ball in, good delivery. Away by Yakubu, only as far as Peta. His cross ball. Sutton, good header, saved by Grimm. He had a little look there, Chris Sutton, and he tried to loop that one over the top of the keeper, and he's disappointed he didn't make it 4.
Another wonderful delivery from Bobby Peta. There's only going to be one winner in the centre. Softens the header just slightly, tries to direct to the back post, and that's a good save from Grimm to touch it over for a corner.
He saw the goalkeeper a couple of yards off his line there, and you could see exactly what Chris Sutton was trying to do, and Grimm was a relieved man that he could get back to tip that one over the top. End of the match for Henrik Larsson, and a first taste of European action with Celtic for John Hartson. He came on as a sub early on for Bobby Peta at Kilmarnock on Saturday, and now the Champions League qualifier for him the last few minutes. And here comes the corner kick. Jackie McNamara with it.
If Ajax thought it was physical before, Rob, they'll certainly know that it will be now.
Yeah, Sutton and Hartson coming at them for the remaining minutes. 6.5 minutes left of the 90. Didier Agat, another surging run. That was played in for Valharen, and a desperate measures in the Ajax defence to force that one away. So not just Larsson, who's now gone for them, and Sutton and Hartson, and Agat and Peta to contend with in an attacking sense. That was Jos Valharen up, adding his considerable bulk to the latest Celtic attack. And Ajax looking disjointed and dispirited at the moment, and Celtic have hurt them badly tonight. Their confidence has been eroded as the match has gone on, and Celtic are running the show, and they haven't got an awful lot longer to go to complete what would be a fabulous result. Van der Meijde, the substitute, having a little shove at Bobby Peta on the way past, and Bobby Peta snapping at the heels of Van der Vaart in the midfield to try to win it back for Celtic. And even after 80-odd minutes of action, Peta still sprinting about the field, but with his socks pulled down, he is clearly feeling the pace. Van der Vaart on his left foot, and that maybe just sums it up for Ajax tonight. There was no great pressure on him. He was able to line up the shot from 25 yards out, and it went off the outside of his boot and nowhere near the goal of Rob Douglas.
No, all credit to Celtic, and certainly their back three. They're really defended exceptionally well tonight. They've not allowed Machlas to make those runs in behind. They've been prepared to step up. They've threatened the ball, and really only the opportunities Ajax have had have been from distance, obviously, apart from the goal.
Celtic about to make another switch, and it will be Steve Guppy coming on for his first taste of any sort of action with Celtic since signing from Leicester. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was Bobby Peta who goes off, and it's a straight swap, left midfielder for left midfielder, and Guppy agitated on the touchline, and he's desperate to get on. Neil Lennon, Peta, this might be his last involvement, and he lets the ball drift off Van der Meijde for a Celtic throw. Celtic will now make the switch, and as expected, Peta off. An outstanding showing from Peta tonight. The Celtic fans greet him, as does Martin O'Neill and John Robertson, and he scored the all-important opening goal after just 7 minutes of this match. And Steve Guppy on for some serious business with Celtic for the first time. There he is, his first touch. Pesanen to Shivu, his socks down as well, and a definite tiredness about the Ajax players, and it's a lot easier to run about the pitch at this stage of the match when you're 3-1 ahead than it is when you're 3-1 down.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Rob. It's very, very difficult now for Ajax. As we said before, there's no real direction, there's no real leadership now. The tie's over, I would imagine, at this point, and Celtic have really performed wonderfully.
And maybe crucial for Ajax has been the absence of their skipper, the Czech Tomas Galasek, who plays this sort of holding role in midfield to protect the defence. He's not been there tonight because of injury. He's the skipper, he's the leader, and without him, as you say, they've been pretty much directionless. And if players like Aaron Winter, the experienced Dutchman, he's been sold to Sparta Rotterdam, he's out of here, and Richard Witschke, another Dutch international, another experienced player, he, after saying some naughty words about Co-Adriaans, is playing for the reserves now, Ajax 2. And they're the sort of players that might have helped Ajax along tonight, because the balance is very much swinging towards youth and burgeoning talent maybe, but lacking maybe in a bit of street wisdom, and that's where they've lost out tonight, and they've been played off the park by Celtic. Van der Meijde, his cross charged down by the combination of Guppy and McNamara, and we have just 2 minutes of the regulation time left, and a little bit of stoppage to be added to that. So Celtic looking to keep their eyes fixed firmly on the ball. They've done so well so far, but they don't want to spoil it so near to the end. That's John Hartson. He's inherited Eyal Berkovic's number 10 shirt. Those two have been linked quite closely in the past. Little trading ground dust up, and the shirt's gone from one to the other in the close season. And Hartson keen to prove that he can crack it yet again in the big time. It's another big money move for him. Man of many clubs, and he's still just in his mid-20s. He's done a good job there on closing down Trabelsi as he went forward. Now Daniel Cruz. Wide for Mido. And again, it's a situation where he wants the ball ahead of him, not behind him. And that's a tired-looking cross into the box.
Yeah, it's all gone now for Ajax. There's no way back for them, Rob. There's nobody that's capable of giving them direction at this point. They look tired, they've worked hard. They've had to try and take the game to Celtic, especially in the second half. And they really haven't found any solutions. And it's becoming a very tired Ajax side that we see in front of us.
Inside the last minute of the 90, just about 30 seconds to go. And we're still waiting to see how much time will be added on. You wouldn't imagine it's too much. And Celtic, who've piled so much into this action tonight, will accept the final whistle any time. Van der Vaart for Ajax, chipped over the top. There's a useful ball for Arveladze. Good header from Mjalby to cut it out. And a free kick given against the home team, which has Nikos Maklas hanging his head in despair. And, well, despair all around the pitch inside those red and white shirts. As we see, that's 2 minutes will be added on. 2 minutes remaining because we've played now 45. We've played 90 in total. Chris Sutton with a little nudge on Yakubu. And, well, is this maybe his best performance in a Celtic shirt tonight? It can't be far short.
Well, I don't know if it's his best, Rob, certainly, but tonight he's been outstanding, both offensively and defensively. He's been a real threat from set pieces, from corners into the box, a real presence in there. But he's worked tirelessly. He's slipped into midfield at times to cover, and even for the back three at times he's been there in the left back area, working tirelessly for the Celtic cause, and it's a very, very good performance from Chris Sutton. Yeah, here he is again on the ball. He's never hiding, Sutton. Always available, always wants it, even at times like this when he is absolutely exhausted. Trabelsi can't get through him. It's played down the line by Steve Guppy for John Hartson. Against Pesanen, the defender, took a deflection off Yakubu. It took two of them to get that away from the Welsh international striker. Now Van der Vaart, whistles all around the ground, looking for full time. Nikos Maklas, and firing a shot straight at Rob Douglas, and then having a go at Jos Valharen. A little altercation between the Greek striker and the Belgian defender. And you can see in moments like these where the frustration of an evening spills over. He's not happy. No, I think he's just trying to say, Rob, that he lent into the defender. I didn't think there was a problem there. I think he did very well to hold off Valharen and get the shot on target. So obviously frustrated there and not particularly good refereeing.
Full time in the Amsterdam Arena. And absolutely brilliant for Celtic. Those are the only words to describe it. A superb performance. The Ajax heads are hung low in disappointment. And it's the Celtic supporters who are making an awful lot of noise. They're applauded there by John Hartson. And the trip to Holland has been well worthwhile. Paul Lambert adds his round of applause as well for the backing that Celtic have had. And the Ajax defence with Petri Pesanen at the heart of it, pulled apart by Celtic tonight. It has been a five-star team performance. 3-1 winners. Some grim goalkeeping early on from the Ajax #1 helped Celtic out. Bobby Petta and Didier Agat scored. Arveladze pulled one back. But by the time John Hartson was on the pitch, it was 3-1 Celtic when Chris Sutton scored with that crushing header. An unbelievably strong performance, and Celtic's rating in Europe will have shot skywards tonight.
Well, no doubt about that. It was a wonderful, wonderful result, but not only that, it was a wonderful performance. A real top-quality European performance. As we can see, the Celtic supporters delighted, and so they should be. They've come a long way, but it's been well worth the wait. Celtic haven't been obviously that dominant in Europe recently, but tonight will certainly take them forward into that stage, and it's a very, very happy Celtic team that will leave Amsterdam tonight.
You hesitate to say that Celtic are in the Champions League, but they've taken a giant stride towards it tonight in Amsterdam. They'll surely take a lot of catching in 2 weeks' time at Celtic Park after a momentous showing here. And that final scoreline of Ajax 1, Celtic 3.
An incredible night at the Amsterdam Arena. Alan Stubbs, seeing your former teammates there, how much would you like to be along with them this evening?
That was a great result. You know, you couldn't have asked for it to go any better. You know, I think one word describes the performance, and that was class. You know, everyone on the pitch was absolutely magnificent. Couldn't have asked any more of them. You know, and the gaffer will be absolutely delighted.
Craig, would you go along with that?
Absolutely. I thought it was tremendous. I did say at half-time I thought they would score again, and I did also say that crosses into the box would cause a problem, but it was a wonderful delivery from Agat to Sutton for the clinching goal. That just took the heart right out of Ajax. They were beginning to come in towards the end of the first half. They got a little bit of heart. I'm sure they were pumped up at half-time. They came out positively, but that goal just finished the tie, not just the game, the whole tie.
Well, let's have a look at that goal, because it truly was a fantastic cross from Didier Agat, and a fantastic finish as well from Chris Sutton. Really got his head on this one.
Great, because the ball comes from the left side here. Peta, then Lennon. Great play, good ball out wide there, and what a wonderful delivery. And one striker going to the front, one coming in at the back. Terrific play by the two strikers and a great header.
And Alan, the defenders, the Ajax defenders, really nowhere there. Look at.
No, they weren't. No, I think all night they didn't know how to cope with Henrik and Sutty. You know, you see the two of them there. Sutty's just gone for the ball, and one's ducked and one's waiting for the other one to come and challenge.
It's a wonderful cross run in there, Alan. You know. Yeah. Henrik Larsson comes across, distracts the defence, and then comes Sutton. It's right from the coaching manual, that goal. Yeah. Fantastic.
Eric Black did mention Celtic's running off the ball, but also their possession was quite incredible during the game tonight, Craig.
Oh, terrific. You know, to go to Amsterdam and to outpossess Ajax is a tremendous performance. They kept the ball very, very well. They were not afraid to lay it back, be patient, keep it, and of course that frustrates the opposition. And you know, when they go a goal behind, as they did early, Ajax, I thought, you know, Celtic could do that, and they did it, and I thought it was a wonderful performance. A real classic. There's a very good save from Rab Douglas in the second half too, remember. But for that, they might have lost the second goal, but he did very, very well. And, you know, Jackie McNamara, an unsung hero in midfield, not a normal role for Jackie, usually playing it right back or wide and the right, in there in the heart of things, in the engine room, doing exceptionally well along with Lennon and Lambert. Terrific.
Now, Ajax are a good side, Alan. I mean, they can play football, but Celtic made them look fairly average tonight.
They did. They made them look really average, which was the surprising thing. You know, I think a lot of people have seen the tournament a couple of weeks ago with Ajax and when they played Liverpool. You know, in the second half, they absolutely played Liverpool off the park, you know, beating 3-1. You know, so this is a fantastic result.
It truly is. We can't say it often enough. 3-1 tonight, an incredible result. One of the things that it could have been 3-1 much quicker. Larsson, 1 minute into the second half, and he had a fantastic chance. You'd have put your house now scoring this one.
Yeah, it's not like Henrik Larsson to miss that. You know, Celtic have won 3-1 and Larsson hasn't scored. It's quite amazing. There he goes. He does everything correctly. I mean, tremendous. You couldn't fault him in any way. He did all that was required of him. He's annoyed, frustrated. You see that? He's kicking the ground there. But terrific control. Opens up the angle, puts it across the goalkeeper. Very unfortunate not to score at the start. Say that would have, if they'd scored then, you could have talked about 5 or 6.
Absolutely, and Chris Sutton had another chance as well, and it was a good save from the keeper as well, Alan.
Yeah, it was. You know, as Craig has said, you know, it could have been 5 or 6 tonight. You know, it showed you how much Celtic dominated the game. You know, the keeper's made a great save there. You know, and. You know, it was one of them games where every time Celtic went forward, they looked really dangerous, as if they were going to score.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every cross put them under pressure. They're not the tallest in there. They don't attack the ball, the two central defenders of Ajax. And when they come to Celtic Park, if Celtic throw in cross, it'll be a joy night. I'd love to be there just to see the crosses coming in. Sutton, Larsson, brilliant in the air, both of them. You know, it could be a cricket score.
Yeah. What would you say, Alan, that was the kind of, you know, that made Celtic so much better than Ajax tonight? I mean, we talked about Peta, we talked about Larsson and Agat, but was that a team performance, or who would you pick out?
I think obviously, you know, all Celtic's players who they wanted to play well, played well. You know, it wasn't just an individual things. Obviously, there was some individual moments where it was, you know, led to the goals, but, you know, the team as a whole, you know, were outstanding. You know, a lot of people were saying before that, you know, when this tie was made, you know, that Celtic would struggle to come through this game. You know, but I think that's, you know, the result tonight, you know, has proved a lot of people wrong. You know, and come the second leg, you know, they're virtually there.
Yeah, absolutely, virtually there. Now, Co-Adrians did try and change things at half-time. He put Ibrahimovic on at half-time, but didn't make a huge difference, though. No,
that was a good change. He had to. I mean, he was behind at home. He had to put on a striker, and he did so. So credit him with that. But this Celtic team is playing with terrific spirit and team understanding, and that's due to the manager and the backroom staff, because they're going out, they're a coordinated unit. They can't contemplate defeat. You know, you can just see the confidence, and I'm sure it comes from the top. And Martin O'Neill's done a tremendous job to get them as assured as that. But individually and collectively, they were better than Ajax. That takes a lot of doing, you know. And no praise is high enough for Celtic tonight. OK, well, let's have a listen now to hear what the Celtic manager, Martin O'Neill, has to say after that fine victory. Anytime now.
Martin, unbelievable performance. That's got to be one of the great Scottish performances in Europe.
I'm glad you said that, Chick. I thought the boys were immense from start to finish. We could have scored 6 goals. We didn't do. You know, they were absolutely immense today in Ajax, and I don't care what they deserve all the credit in the world. They were magnificent.
Is this your finest moments?
Well, no, because we haven't done anything. We haven't actually done it. We've not gone through yet at all. But the lads were immense tonight, and they were so powerful and so precise. But their football was sensational.
Well done. I know one of the heroes beside you. Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Paul Lambert. Paul, you've been a hero of many European great nights with Bruce, but that's got to be up there.
Fantastic. Just shows you what can achieve with hard work. I said to you yesterday, hard work will get you through the games, and this is one of the best results I've had also.
When you went ahead, did you always feel comfortable after that?
Of course. I said yesterday we've got a great work to win, and no, absolutely fantastic.
A great feeling, not a failure in the team. Bobby Petty there, Bobby. What a performance I've just said to Paul, incredible.
I think we deserve to win today. We played really good, and 3-1 I think is a good result.
You're feeling very relaxed. There's a little bit of sweat on you there.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of sweat because it's quite warm here, you know.
Yeah, you must have enjoyed it particularly to come back to Holland and produce a performance like that.
Yeah, I'm glad, you know what I mean, own performance, but I'm glad it's been a total team performance, and I think as a team we played very well today.
Yeah, a wonderful performance right through the team. Henry Last, I think we can get a word with him. Well done, lads. Happy? Henry, you've been involved in some great Celtic performances. That's got to be up there with them all.
Yeah, no, we played very well today. I just hope that when they come to Glasgow, we can finish it off, because although we got a great result today, it's not finished yet.
Yeah, perhaps Ajax not the greatest, but you can't take anything away from what your team produced. Not a failure in the Celtic team.
No, we're a solid team performance today, I think. We played well all through the team, and that's what you need when you go away from home and play this big game.
Did you expect it to be such a comfortable victory?
No, not really, but I believed in our team, and I think we're all starting to believe a little bit more what we can do.
Thanks, Henry. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well, that's almost all from us, but they're still going strong on Radio Scotland. Tune in to 810 medium wave for news for Rangers against Fenerbahce, and have your say on the big football talking points from tonight. On the Ball, Stuart Cosgrove and Tam Cowan are waiting for your calls on 0500 92 95 00. And the programme starts at 10 o'clock after the news. And tomorrow night, catch the action on Radio Scotland with live commentary of Kilmarnock's UEFA Cup qualifying clash with Caernarfon, followed by your call. So for now, that's it, and what has been a fabulous night for Celtic in the Amsterdam Arena. Ajax 1, Celtics 3. And the final score, and now only 90 minutes left before qualification to the Champions League. Remember that match 2 weeks on Parkhead, live on BBC Television. Thanks very much to Craig and to Alan, and from us, thanks for your company. Good night.
Tonight's sports scene replaced the scheduled programme Born to be Wild. In a moment, an update of tonight's National Lottery winning numbers.